If I am going to be the breadwinner, the provider, protector, my wife must act accordingly. Assalamu alaikum. So it's been 4 to 5 months since I last uploaded to this channel. Where have I been? Actually, I'll address that in a different video. What I want to talk about in this video is the truth about marriage, or the truth about Muslim marriage. Now, I've been married for several months and my perception of relationships and marriage has changed. So a quick intro on myself. My name is Yahya Growth. I am a Muslim revert. I was a dating coach prior to Islam. Now I would say I'm a self-improvement men's coach typically, and I advise brothers and sometimes sisters through my wife how to find a suitable spouse and marriage advice, etc. Right? This is a lot of what I'm doing. And my perception of finding a spouse and having a good marriage has definitely changed. Now, I would say up until maybe 6 months to a year ago, I had a strong red pill mindset. What do I mean by that? It meant that everything was transactional. If I am going to be the breadwinner, the provider, protector, my wife must act accordingly. And if she didn't, then I would forego or forfeit or stop doing what I was meant to do. And I think this is very childish. I think it basically enables men to act exactly how they want to act without any repercussions if their wife isn't living up to their expectations. Now, expectations are very vague and general, and unless you've literally sat down and specified you have to act in this exact way, then it's all down to what the person thinks at the time. It's subjective. Right, and it doesn't take into account that people have off days. Nobody is going to be exceptional or perfect every single day. In fact, that rarely happens. People are going to fall short, and you need to be forgiving, you need to be empathetic. And I don't think this mindset of being transactional fits in well with that. And that's why these red pill guys, even the Muslim ones, they're not even married. Or if they are married, then maybe their marriage isn't all that good. Every marriage has ups and downs, as I've experienced, as everyone experiences. Every marriage has ups and downs. It's how you work on these issues or work on these things that need improvement. That's how you know whether it's a good marriage or not. Now, I would say respect is extremely important in marriages, but communication also plays a key part. If you feel like there's a lack of respect in your marriage, then you communicate it. You don't just punish the person, which I think red pill promotes. It's almost like a zero tolerance policy. Like as soon as there's some disrespect, you cut them off and you move on to the next woman. Women are disposable in the eyes of red pillers, essentially. Whereas as Muslims, we're encouraged to work on our marriage. Even when something bad happens, we are encouraged to work on our marriage. I believe there, and maybe I'm misquoting this, but I believe that the act of divorce is halal, but it's among one of the most hated halal acts. Meaning, although it's something we are allowed to do as Muslims, because sometimes it is necessary, it's something that isn't advised in most cases. Now, obviously, if there's severe abuse and neglect and somebody's not fulfilling their rights over a long period of time, so their responsibilities over a long period of time, then yeah, maybe that is a case for divorce. That makes sense. But I'm making this video essentially just to expose the realities of marriage, is that you will have to work hard. It's not easy. I think people paint this picture of marriage as in like, oh, you just meet this person, you fall in love and you live happily ever after. And it's basically never the case. It requires patience. It requires kindness. Not being nice all the time, because that's fake. It requires being kind, and these aren't things that you will have from the get-go. You will have to learn it over time. And I'm still learning. Everyone's still learning. Even married couples who've been together for like 30 years are still learning. But it's how you learn and if you actually put the changes into effect. And I don't think marriage is as simple as people make it seem. I think, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of trying. But alhamdulillah, it's the best thing you could ever do after obviously being a Muslim and praying. It's a form of ibadah, it's a form of worship, marriages. You complete half of your deen. So when you hear these red pillars, or when you hear even Muslim men saying, oh, you should get rich first and do this and that, it's not true. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will provide you with rizq, right, if you get married. Because this is a form of worship, and with forms of worship, you are blessed with provisions from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even if you feel like, oh, I'm not ready, or I don't have enough money, I don't see that as a reason to hold you back. As long as you can afford the bare necessities, then sure, get married. It will help you grow up as well. It will help you grow in your deen. It completes half of your deen. Now, obviously, there's a whole other side to it. Picking the right spouse, that's a different subject. Obviously, you want to do background checks. You want to ask the right questions and figure out, are you compatible? Is this the right spouse for me? Etc. And it's a whole different story for reverts. Completely different story for reverts. But I would say stop listening to these red pill guys who is all about, oh, I need to be the alpha. I need to have complete control. Sometimes you will have to put up with stuff that you don't want to put up with. You will have to sit there and listen when you don't really feel like you have the patience. Because you're not dealing with another man. It's like these red pillars, and once again, some Muslim men think they're dealing with men. You're dealing with women. You're dealing with more emotional humans than you, who sometimes don't think as rationally in certain situations, don't think as logically. They think more with their emotions, which is fine. This is how God has created them. So you have to be understanding of that. And as I said, I'm still learning, because marriage is different to relationships. But alhamdulillah. And this is quite a short video. I just wanted to talk about these couple of small points. Well, small points, but big points. Short points, but big points, I would say. And I'm going to start uploading more to this channel. More, I'd say a lot of it will just be marriage-related stuff. Some self-improvement stuff for men, but mostly marriage stuff. And so if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my previous videos, please hit the subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. And I'll be looking to bring you a lot of value soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.